People have been asking me for this video for a very long time, and I'm glad to say that it's finally here. The Arrow Coating Tier List. Okay, it's not your traditional tier list format simply because I'm too lazy to cut and paste a bunch of images into a tier list website. Plus, there's only 7 coatings, so a tier list graphic will just look kind of anemic. So I'm going to count them down, worst to best, and I think you'll appreciate this format better anyway. Number 7, D tier, blast coating. Of all the coatings, this one is perhaps the only one that I'd say is almost completely worthless. Almost. While Sunbreak gives us a nice skill called Build-Up Boost, which gives you a 20% damage boost whenever you apply status to a monster, still you only get 20 of these blast coatings. On top of that, there are actual bows in the game which have blast built into their shots. Granted, the coating will give you a 100% chance of applying the status versus the 33% chance that the built-in blast gives you. But the status trigger skill raises that 33% to 100%, making blast coatings even less useful. Those skills are in Sunbreak though. What about base game Rise? Well, blast just doesn't do very much extra damage to monsters, and again, you only get 20 coatings. Why do I say that blast is almost useless? What actual value does this coating really have? The answer is, blast coating is the punchline to an inside joke. And the setup is, take a look at the Kelby bow. It can use every single coating except, that's right, blast coating. I think the only reason Capcom left blast coating in the game is just so that they could not let the Kelby bow use it. Number 6, B tier, poison coating. Poison coat is actually quite nice in Sunbreak due to all the new armor skills related to it. In base game, not so much. It does do some continuous damage, but I don't go out of my way to find a bow that uses it. It just happens to be on my favorite base game bow, the plus version of the coating even, so it does get some use for me from time to time. Number 5, A tier, exhaust coating. Probably the least understood and most overlooked coating. Exhaust is actually quite good. Something that most people don't know about Monster Hunter, not only do monsters have a health meter, they also have a stamina meter. You've probably seen this before. The monster standing there looking really tired, not moving, drool coming out of its mouth. Yeah, that means you just took their stamina meter down to 0. Exhaust coating, as well as exhaust bowgun ammo for that matter, in addition to doing damage, will also drain the monster's stamina meter. And here's the best part. If you hit the monster on the head, it will apply stun damage, and you can actually KO monsters using only exhaust ammo. Yes, even without absolute power shot. Hit the monster on the body if you just want to drain their stamina meter and make them get tired. Number 4, A tier, paralysis coating. This one's easy. I think everybody understands it by now. Apply enough para status to the monster, and he gets locked up as if you put him in a shock trap. This one's a no-brainer. If your bow has para coatings, definitely use them. Pair them with a Palamute who also has a para weapon, and you're going to have a great time. You can get the first para yourself, then unload the rest of your coatings and let your dog get the second one. Remember, the coatings apply to all arrows shot from your bow, so make sure you're shooting your coated arrows using a higher charge level so you get the most out of each coating. Number 3, A tier, sleep coating. Everything I said about para coating also applies to sleep coating. Except, well, instead of locking up the monster, you actually put it to sleep. And you know what that means? Yep, double damage on the wake up hit. If you're playing solo, then a fully charged Dragon Piercer shot will be your best wake up move. Maybe add a couple bombs to the mix too. If you're playing multiplayer, this is where you let the hammer or the greatsword make the wake up call with their 1,000+ point damage hit. Don't forget to set up some strategically placed pitfall traps while you're at it. Number 2, A tier, power coating. How can you complain about a 50% damage boost? On top of that, you can carry 50 of these things at a time and combo another 20 on the fly. With a Farcaster, you basically have unlimited power coatings, so there's no reason at all to not be shooting these nearly all the time. Well, almost no reason at all. First, your bow may not have power coats available, and second, you might just prefer to use the #1 S tier ultimate OP super duper meta elite best thing ever arrow coating, close range coating. I know what you're thinking, how could I possibly place close range coating higher than power coat? Oh, let me count the ways. Close range coating is infinite. That's right, you'll never run out, and you'll never have to warp back to camp to get more. What's more, it gives you a pretty significant boost to your damage. Not quite as high as power coat, but more on that in a minute. Close range coating will convert your long range bow to a medium range one, and your medium range bow to an almost point blank one. Yeah, you like pierce shot type but don't like the ridiculous range on it? Equip your close range coating. Now it has a range like rapid. Want to get closer with your rapid bow? Close range has got you covered. Want an extra boost to your dragon piercer shot that works from a ridiculous distance? Again, close range coating. And let's not forget the original purpose of close range coating, boosting your melee attacks. Yeah, this will make you a melee beast, giving you a bigger boost to melee attacks than even power coating can do. And in case you didn't know, bow melee attacks are the most powerful thing you've got in the very early game. So if you're still in low rank, equip the close range coating and start arrow slashing your way to easy victory. One last thing about close range coatings I said we get to. In Sunbreak, if you use the blade scale hone armor skill, you can use it to boost the power of your close range coatings even further. A bow with close range plus coatings and blade scale hone can rival the damage of power coatings. And not just for melee attacks either. Your shots will be ridiculously powerful and infinite. Now, do you want to know what's even better still than any of these arrow coatings? That's right, all of them together. Arrow coatings allow you to chain your statuses together into a multi-stage cycle of monster control. Nothing is better than a monster that doesn't move, all because you were clever enough to keep him in one place. Mostly. One of my favorite things in the game is figuring out these control cycles, not just for solo play, but for multiplayer as well. Want a couple of bows to try out all the different coatings? Check out Kamera Ninja Bow and Chaotic Rapture in the base game. And for Sunbreak, their Master Rank upgrades work really well with all coatings, plus the Antique Machina B bow. Tell me what your favorite arrow coating is and any tricks you've learned about the bow in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want more cool videos on the bow in Monster Hunter Rise, this playlist is required viewing. Guaranteed to step up your game by 42%.